Okay, just for your information, we are about to start and we are recording the event. I hope that you have nothing against this. So if it is a problem for you to record the event, just tell us. Otherwise, we will record it so that it will then be available online also for viewers in the next days. Okay, so thank you so much for attending this meeting that is called the DAUSY Ph.D. Virtual Open Day. I'm Mariagrazia Dotoli and I'm the coordinator of DAUSY, the National Italian Ph.D. Program on Autonomous Systems. And we will proceed as follows. Let me first just share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So let me also present Professor Raffaele Carli, who is the Vice Coordinator of the PhD program. And I think also Professor Jarre is there, who is one of the reference coordinators. Laura, are you there?
Yes.
Hello, thanks for being here. And then we have two other reference coordinators who are Professor Cavallo and Professor Pascucci, but I'm not sure they're here. So in any case, I asked Professor Carli, Jarre, and Pascucci and Cavallo in any moment if you want to step in, you're free to do so. So the meeting will be organized as follows. I will make a brief presentation introducing the National PhD Program in Autonomous Systems. Then we will leave the floor to four PhD testimonials. Dr. Francesco De Paola, Elisa Gaetan, Paul Christian Tesso Woafo, and Amarnath Venkatachalam. And then we will have a question and answer sessions from all the possible candidates and all the attendees to the meeting. So here, as you can see, this one is the link to the PhD website where you get all the information and where you will find also the recording to today's presentation. As I mentioned, the PhD program is centered on autonomous systems. The main idea is to study and research ongoing developments in automation, control systems, data science, and artificial intelligence. And in particular, we are focusing on one of the enabling technologies of the digital transition, which are autonomous systems. So systems that are capable of automatically achieving a given goal without the intervention of a human operator. They are capable of learning and independently performing decision-making tasks. And as you know, they are becoming the living drive of many technologies, such as Industry 4.0 or 5.0, autonomous vehicles, drones, smart grids, and precision agriculture. So the program was funded 2 years ago, and it aims at providing high-profile skills as well as rigorous research training to prepare PhD students and become versatile professionals and knowledgeable researchers while cooperating in a nationwide network with international visibility. So the main focus is automation engineering, but not only, because we also research the connections of automations with applied mechanics, optimization, communication systems, information theory, machine learning, computing, mathematics, and signal processing. In particular, we established a doctoral school with a critical mass and quality to systematize the expertise on autonomous systems that is distributed all over Italy and involves students from Italy and worldwide. So here you have an overview of our network, in particular Politecnico di Bari, that is located in Bari, Puglia, is the administrative headquarters. We have 30 participating institutions, Almost all of them are universities, and we have also a National Research Center that is one of the main seats. We have several other partner universities, so basically almost all the universities in Italy that are active in engineering are, and in particular in automation engineering, are involved in the PhD program. And we have a board of 54 Italian professors and 24 foreign professors and researchers. So the next call that is already actually out is regarding the so-called 40th cycle. So it's for the triennium 2024-2027. We will award the degree in PhD in autonomous systems. The language of the PhD is English. So the program length is 3 years, which start on November the 1st. So it ends on October 31st, 2027. And we currently have a call for 33 fully paid scholarships that are distributed in the various seats of the PhD program all over Italy. So in particular, we are expecting for all the PhD students that will win the competition full-time employment for 3 years, and they will be enrolled at one of the prestigious universities and research centers of the PhD program, so all over Italy. The net scholarship for this triennium will be 1,200 euros per month. So this is the net scholarship, while for the period that the students will spend abroad, so outside of Italy, it will be raised to 1,800 euros per month. The students will also have a personal research budget, so a budget in their name, which is about 12,000 euros in the total of the 3 years. So this means 4,000 euros each year. And actually, this scholarship is almost tax-free because the tax is only about 150 euros per year. And this data may vary depending on your fiscal situation. So the main research directions of DAUSY, of the National Program, National Italian Program on Autonomous Systems, is designing and developing autonomous systems with several applications, starting from smart manufacturing, autonomous vehicles, smart grids, robotics, and many more. The idea is to develop smart control algorithms, testing platforms, and automated and high-performance industrial systems, including the design and operation of autonomous systems to guarantee reliability and security. Here you see the schedule of the course. So after the start of the activities, which as I mentioned is November the 1st, all the PhD students will have 3 years to produce their thesis, during which they are expected to attend several courses, seminars, and summer schools, and do several research activities, including some research abroad, which is compulsory for almost all the scholarships that are available, but details are described in the call for applications. Some of the scholarships include also a compulsory experience in a company or research center. Every year, at the end of each year, the PhD student will pass an exam to go to be able to go to the second or the third year, and then after the third year there will be a final exam, after which the PhD student will get the degree, the PhD degree. There is also a minimum requirement for the admission to the final exam. So after the 3 years, the PhD student has to be the co-author of at least one paper on an international journal or 3 papers on proceedings of international conferences. So this is the minimum expected production of the PhD students in the triennium, but normally our students produce much more than this. So considering the ECTS credit system, we assume that the total PhD courses of 180 credits, where 60 credits must be earned every year. And basically, the PhD student and the tutor describe the credits that the PhD student earns every year, and they submit it to the approval of the academic board. And after this, the PhD student is admitted to the next year or to the final exam. The PhD student is also expected to provide a provisional plan at the start of the triennium, explaining what the activities are that he or she intends to carry out in the triennium. So in particular, these credits are composed of attendance to courses, so institutional university courses or third level courses to acquire specific knowledge, summer schools, soft skills, and so on. We also expect the PhD students to participate to conferences, workshops, and seminars worldwide. And for this, the students have the budget in their name. They also, of course, are expected to carry out some research activities, mostly with the supervision of the tutor, also laboratory activities, research and individual study, and research activities abroad. Raffaele, c'è qualcuno che ha il microfono acceso, magari se lo puoi spegnere tu. Grazie.
Okay, okay.
Sorry, I ask you all to close your microphones so that there's no echo. Thank you. So the PhD program DAUSY on autonomous systems is organized in 3 curricula. In particular, curriculum 1 is centered on autonomous systems for automation. There are several areas such as Industry 4.0, collaborative robotics, automation in manufacturing, sensor actuator networks, simulation and optimization, supervisory control, sustainability and green automation. Then the second curriculum is on autonomous systems for smart environments, such as autonomous vehicles, cyber-physical systems, consensus, distributed optimization, formation control, mobile robotics, network control, smart cities, and smart grids. And last but not least, the third curriculum is on autonomous systems for monitoring and security and deals with subjects such as cyber attacks, fault diagnosis, fault prognosis, brain-computer interaction, human-robot interactions, safety of processes, opacity, and so on. So the 3 curricula have a common research base, which are the cross-cutting methodologies and approaches that are foundational to systems engineering, such as modeling and control methodologies. So basically, the main transversal areas are models, methodologies, and competencies. So models such as linear or nonlinear systems, digital systems, complex systems, discrete event systems, cyber-physical systems, and hybrid systems. Competencies such as control design, decision-making, ergonomics, digital transition, and entrepreneurship, and methodologies such as modeling, optimization, filtering, analysis, verification, robust control, feedback control, network control, predictive control, identification, machine learning, and game theory. These are all areas in which we expect the PhD student to become proficient after the triennium. So I'm the coordinator, as I mentioned, and I'm a professor in automatic control at Politecnico di Bari, which is the administrative seat of the DAUSY program. And then the academic board, as I mentioned, is divided into 3 curricula. The first curriculum is autonomous systems for automation, and the chair is Professor Cavallo. And here you see the list of all the professors that are in several universities all over Italy, such as Pisa, Napoli, Salerno, Milan, Parma, Rome, Cagliari, and so on and so forth. So here you see all the names of the various professors that belong to the first curriculum. Similarly, we have Professor Jarret, Laura Jarret, who is the chair of the second curriculum on autonomous systems for smart environments. And here you have the board of professors that belong to the second curriculum. Also all of them basically come from all over Italy. And last but not least, we have the third curriculum, which is chaired by Professor Pascucci. And here you can see all the professors that refer to this third curriculum. Also, all of them are, as you can see, from north to south, basically everywhere in Italy. As I mentioned, the PhD has an international scope. In fact, we expect all the activities of the PhD students to be carried out in English. English is the language of this PhD. So we have also numerous professors outside of Italy that belong to the board of DAUSY. So here you can see the list of them. And as you can see, they come from all over the world. So there's several of them from the United States, many from Northern Europe, also from Asia, and so on and so forth. As I mentioned, the PhD program has also a wide network of collaborations. So we have collaborations with several public administrations as well as companies. In particular, if we consider, so here we see a table with 3 columns. The 40th cycle is the cycle that we are talking about, so the one that is about to be open. So as public administrations this year, we have some scholarship with the CNR, so the Consiglio Nazionale delle Ricerche. And as regards companies, we have a long list of companies such as Next to Me, Item Oxygen, Masmec, Comau, Electric 80, Ginus, Schnell, Inspect, Tesmec, Telespazio, BLM, Dedem, Prometeo, Kineton, No Self, and ABBAB. So all of these companies have financed or co-financed some scholarships. So some of the scholarship are expected to be carried out also at these companies. Let me also mention that on the website, and in particular at this link, you will find the teaching course catalog. So all the courses that are offered by DAUSY. So we expect, as I mentioned, that several credits are earned by the PhD student by attending some of the courses that DAUSY offers. And here, again, there is a very long list, so please have a look at this website. However, we also expect that these credits are earned also elsewhere. So in particular with International Graduate School in Control, with the CIDRA Doctoral School, with local courses, seminars, workshops, and PhD research seminars, some of which will also be organized by DAUSY. And let me also mention that all the courses offered by DAUSY here are held online because, as you know, all the scholarships are developed throughout Italy. So the only way to offer the courses to everybody is to hold them online. Now, let us go to the second part of this introduction, and in particular to the available scholarships. As you can see at this link, the call for scholarships has already been published. In particular, it was published on June the 12th. And it will expire on July 17th, but I will say more about this. So as I mentioned, we have 33 scholarships available. And here you have a very quick table, but please have a look at the website for details that describes the various scholarships. So each scholarship is characterized by an ID, then by a research team, the hosting institution, so where the PhD student will be assigned in Italy, the contact professors, their email, and the corresponding curriculum of DAUSY. All this information is available on the website. So, for example, we have in this case several positions, several scholarships available at Politecnico di Bari, one on optimal design and operation of robotized and automated warehouses, a second in interconnected digital twins, a third one on intelligent autonomous systems for real-time guidance and support to robotic surgeons, autonomous systems for real-time monitoring of fragile subjects, optimization of network smart energy systems, robots as a service in the digital industry, safe and ergonomic human-drone interaction in logistics, intelligent and efficient human-robot collaboration, and these are all at Politecnico di Bari with the corresponding professors. Then at the University of Trento, so in Northeast Italy, we have a scholarship on robust robotic manipulation and planning under uncertainties. Going on, we have several other positions at Politecnico di Bari in collaborations with companies. So let me just mention that the previous table was about scholarships that are not assigned in collaboration with companies. So these are, let's say, more research oriented. All the others, so starting from the second page, are connected to companies. So starting with the positions offered by Politecnico di Bari, we have with company next to me the scholarship on methodologies and protocols for innovation and interoperability between Internet of Things standards in home automation. Then the second one is intelligent image processing and decision support systems for skin lesion management in proximity healthcare with item oxygen. Then with company Masmec, both at Politecnico di Bari, we have two scholarships, one on vision-guided robotic assembly for automotive components in manufacturing and remanufacturing industry, and the other one on human interaction with digital twins of intelligent industrial systems. Then with Comau, we have a scholarship on intelligent systems for industrial robotics. With company E80 Group or Electric 80, we have algorithms for management and control of mobile agent fleets. Then with Genus Tech Company, we have decision and control techniques for autonomous mobile robots in unstructured environments. All these at Politecnico di Bari. Going on, we have still at Politecnico di Bari with company Sotta Fraschini, optimization and control strategies for power management of hybrid propulsion systems. And with Northrop Grumman, photonic inertial sensors for next generation autonomous systems. Then from ID B10, all the rest are scholarships outside Bari, so in all the other seats of the PhD, in particular at Università Politecnica delle Marche. We have the scholarship on robotics, AI, and I ask you to close your microphone, please. So at University Politecnica delle Marche, we have robotics, AI, and predictive diagnostic solutions in rebar processing plants to increase the autonomy of processing machinery. Then in Brescia, we have embedding proactive safety in perception and control algorithms for collaborative automation. In Cagliari, learning and multi-agent planning, scheduling, and vehicle routing for workforce management. In L'Aquila, we have intelligent control techniques for rail construction and maintenance vehicle. In Modena and Reggio Emilia, we have development of seamless and safe transition algorithms from high automation level ADAS to driver and vice versa. And this is with company Kineton. I forgot to mention that all the others are also on companies. So the one in Politecnica delle Marche with Schnell, the one in Brescia with Inspect, the one in Cagliari with Dedem, the one in L'Aquila with Tesmec Rail, and the one in Modena with Kineton. I go on. Sorry. So in Naples, with company No Self, there is a scholarship on production of microorganisms in bioreactors from modeling to control systems. In Padova, with company ABB, we have supervised autonomy, learning effectively and safely from humans. In Rome, Tor Vergata, we have together with the Consiglio per la ricerca in agricoltura e analisi dell'economia agraria, CREA, we have AI-based VSLAM and tracking control for agricultural robots. Then in Rome, La Sapienza, together with the company Telespazio, AI machine learning techniques for satellite space applications. Then in Siena, with company Prometeo, we have mathematical models, machine learning, and agent-based models of individual and collective human systems that exhibit nonlinear and complex dynamics. In Torino, with Thales Alenia Space, advanced guidance, navigation, and control algorithms for space vehicles during atmospheric entry, descent, and landing maneuvers. In Verona, with company BLM, we have planning of trajectories in a robotic cell with multiple manipulators. And also we have these other scholarships, so 6 scholarships, also all over Italy. That are also research based, so no company. In particular, at University Politecnica delle Marche, model-based techniques for increasing reliability and safety of autonomous systems. In Bolzano, control and trajectory planning for firefighting drones. In University degli Studi della Campania Vanvitelli, smart control and optimization of electrical smart grids. In Genova, optimization and control of multi-scale processes. In Palermo, optimization and control techniques for energy management systems. And in Rome 3, we have human-centered control for cyber-physical human systems. So as you can see, we have many scholarships available. I remind you that all the details on these 33 scholarships can be found on the website, which is dausy.poliba.it. And so you will find all these details. So the idea is that the prospective candidates, if they want, they can directly contact the reference professors, of which you have the emails here in this recording, but also on the website, for any clarification or information or suggestions about the application. Oh, I'm sorry. And I also forgot there are 3 more. I'm really sorry. Also research oriented on the ERC projects. We have some ERC projects that have been funded here at Politecnico di Bari. So these 3 are all on robotics, and in particular, one is on soft and wearable robotics powered by electroactive fluids. Two scholarships are on this subject: soft and wearable robotics powered by electroactive fluids at Politecnico di Bari with Professor Cacucciolo, and then another one with Professor Papangelo, also at Politecnico di Bari, on mechanical design of dynamically excited soft interfaces for smart tuning of contact forces. Okay, let us also talk a little bit about the admission procedure and requirements. So you find all the information on the website. I remind you that the PhD is in English. So if English is not your native language, you will need to demonstrate a degree of proficiency in English. You have to have, of course, a master degree. This is very important. If you do not hold yet a master degree, so a laurea magistrale, you can still participate to the competition, but then if you win, you will win subject to the completion of your degree, which must be completed before October 31st of this year. So again, if you are still haven't completed your master, no problem, you can participate, but you have to have completed it by October 31st. Otherwise, you will lose the position, even if you win the competition. Of course, you must have a strong background in control and automation, and some background in engineering systems, in particular programming skills with MATLAB, Simulink, and or Python. You have to be a good team player. You have to have creativity and ambition. You have to be hardworking. You have to be able to independently organize your work, and you must have good scientific writing skills. So as I mentioned, the applications will be closed on July 17th, but since the application is quite long to complete, please do not do that at the last day. So try to work in advance. Then there will be the evaluation of the proposals, and the interviews will be late July, presumably July 23, 24, and 25. but of course we do not know yet, because we do not know yet the commission that will do the interviews. And then the official PhD program start will be for the triennium starting from November the 1st. The English version of the call is available here, so is available on the website. There is also an Italian version of the call. They are equivalent. Let me also remind you that the application has to be sent exclusively, so no emails, no other means, through the Pika platform at this web page, and there is a user guide here available. So from this page that you see copied here. Also, of course, there are several steps. You have to go to the web page, register, choose Politecnico di Bari, and follow the procedure. You have to do the save and proceed. You can also use the save and back to dashboard. You have to attach all documents. Please note that there is an administration fee of 30 euros to pay. If you don't pay this fee, you won't be admitted. So this is important. Of course, this deadline is wrong. We have to correct it. Gaetano, if you can check this deadline, because this is wrong, and then you tell me later.
Yes, of course.
Thanks. So here is the user guide, and of course you have to do the sign and submit, and then the sign to send the applications. No changes are possible. So once you have completed the application, you cannot change it. You can only withdraw it and do another one. You cannot update it. Let me also remind you that you have to use the forms, only the official forms, the official templates that are available on the website. You cannot use other forms. In particular, you are required to present a curriculum vitae, which must be a resume, which must be as detailed as possible. Of course, a valid identification document, a degree qualification certification, or other equivalent documents if you have not completed your master, an abstract of the thesis of the master degree and the candidate master degree thesis, or a summary of it if you have not completed your master yet. And most importantly, please remember that you all also have to present a PhD research proposal according to one of the available scholarships. So this is the form that you have to use. And in the form, basically, you provide your data, of course, the preferred research teams. You can see that there are 5 research teams. Please list all 5 of them, because it depends on the position. If you win the competition, it depends on the position that you get in the competition. So if you arrive after another candidate who chose your proposal, you can still be assigned a proposal. So that's why we need from you more information. But then on the preferred team number 1, you will provide the research project. So with the title, the summary, the description of the project, a reference list if you have it, so bibliographic references, and of course the motivation. This is very important. You have to explain why you are a good candidate for this PhD program, why you want to do the PhD for 3 years, and so on. So please use only the official templates. And then you can provide other certifications, letters of presentations, language certification, publications if you have them. So I thank you for your patience. And now I leave the floor to our PhD students who are at the 2nd and 1st year. In particular, I think we will start with Pierluigi Francesco De Paola from the 38th cycle. Then we will have Elisa Gaetan, Paul Christian Tesso Wafo, and Amarnath Venkatachalam. So Pierluigi, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Good morning to everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. Oh, let me just say that we will have a question and answer session after we have the 4 testimonials. So if you have questions, please keep them, and then we will have a question and answer sessions afterwards. Thanks. Go ahead, Pierluigi. Thank you.
So good morning to everyone. I am Pierluigi Francesco De Paola, and I am a DAUSY PhD student at the 2nd year of course. I would like to thank you sincerely, the professor that gave me the opportunity of sharing this piece of my personal experience with you. So I am carrying on my research at the National Research Council, specifically at the Institute of Electronics and Computer Science, and at the Institute of Applied Systems Analysis. I am mainly dealing with the study of biological system theory and also of some theoretical methodologies about nonlinear optimization with application to life science in general. If I go back with my mind 2 years ago, when I was thinking about the possibility of pursuing a PhD program, I realized that in less than 2 years, DAUSY has already given me a lot. I almost thought about starting a PhD program because I was really fascinated of the great mathematical side that is related to control theory. So I really wanted to further explore this field with respect to the basis that I had acquired in the master degree courses. So first of all, I feel to highly recommend DAUSY, this PhD program, to anyone wishing to acquire deeper knowledge about control theory and automation science in general, from both the methodological point of view and the applicative point of view. Another personal perspective that I feel deserves to be shared with you is the fact that PhD should be conceived in your mind as a sort of scientific journey. As you start and you are assigned to a project that is your project, so in some sense you are responsible for that, and you have 3 years to try to give novelty in your field and to produce something that should be new. But what's interesting is that your project grows and in some sense takes the shape of your ideas. So it is amazing from my perspective to share with you this my personal opinion. For sure, you are not alone in this kind of scientific journey, as your supervisor will assist you and you will learn a lot from them. But also there is a huge community around you that you can meet, for instance, during annual meeting or during international conferences that are very important. So you should be aware to take part to international conferences, as you can exchange your ideas to share your project, and most importantly, to gain the feedback of the community about your research, which is crucial. In some sense, I would like to, as a last recommendation, to recommend anyone who is thinking about applying the DAUSY program, that DAUSY is a PhD program for sure, but is a national PhD program. That means it is in some sense an excellence program. So it is a great advancement for your career and for your life in general. But you should also be aware that it is a responsibility and you should put all your best effort to your research and to your project. Thank you very much indeed again for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Pierluigi, for your enthusiastic presentation. Thanks so much. And now I will leave the floor to Elisa Gaetan.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so good morning to everyone. My name is Elisa Gaetan. I'm a DAUSY PhD student at the second year. I'm doing my PhD in the University of Modena and Reggio Emilia. My supervisor is here, so it's Professor Laura Gelé. And I thanks for the opportunity of being here and share with you a little bit of my PhD path so far. I totally agree with what my colleague said before me. So all the reasons why you should think about pursuing a PhD are really important. And as he said, the PhD project is something really personal, and it really takes the shape of your ideas, and it grows with you. Like you will learn that day by day your ideas are changing. Something that you thought it was right, maybe in the end it reveals as wrong. So you have to change it continuously, and that's also the good and bad part of the PhD. So for saying something a little bit different, I will focus mainly on the challenges that I personally encountered so far. So during the PhD, you will meet a lot of people, and the important thing is not to feel the competition with the others. Like as he said, your PhD project is the most important part. Like you know what you're doing, you know what you are pursuing, no matter how many publications the other have, no matter if you if you're just writing the first paper after 1 year. Like PhD is not a challenge in the end. So it's not a challenge on publications, it's a challenge in which conference am I going with respect to my colleagues. So the important thing is to be satisfied with yourself, satisfied with your progresses, and satisfied with your own thought, because once again, the PhD has to respect your own ideas. Other than that, I will, like, my personal advice in a PhD, like why you should pursue a PhD, is simply because it's a nice journey. Like if you like research, if you like to think, if you like to study, if you like to be passionate about something, I think it's a great opportunity. And also another advice I will like to give you, because it was what happened to me. Like I did my bachelor and my master degree in another university, and then I changed the university. So I actually study in the University of Padua, and now I'm doing the PhD at the University of Modena. So since DAUSY PhD program is spreading along Italy, don't be scared about changing university, because it will give you another perspective, because that is what happened to me. I was used to work with some professors which have a certain way of working, and then now I'm supervised by Professor Jarre, which is giving me another viewpoint of my research, of the topics, and she's giving me other like a different expertise, because all the professors have this different expertise in the end. So don't be afraid of changing that and pursuing your ideas and your thoughts and your own projects. So that's what I would like to tell to all the maybe PhD student of the future. And that's it. So thank you.
Thank you, Elisa, for your nice words. We really appreciate your work and your enthusiasm. Then I will now, leave the floor to Paul Christian Tesso Boafo from University of Calabria.
Okay. Good morning to all. Please allow me to share my screen for some few minutes. Okay,
Yeah,
now you should be able to see my screen. Okay.
Yeah, we do. Thanks.
Okay, good morning to all. So I'm Paul Christian Tesso Boafo, a DAUSY PhD student in second year. I am from University of Calabria, and presently I'm doing my research period at Imperial College of London. I was born in Cameroon in Central Africa. I have a background in mechanical engineering. I saw DAUSY open call on GDA Robotics, a robotics group, and after selection, I started my PhD in November 2022. Some opportunities of this program, I can start with some useful connections. We can see the Automatica conference we attended in September 2023. At the conference, I met my colleagues, and we met each other, and we met our supervisors. We met the responsibles of these programs. And here you can see the gala dinner at this conference. And scientific recognition. So this is a prize I had the honor to receive on the behalf of my team at the I3 VPPC conference at Milan in October 2023. So all of this was still in last year. So in scientific recognition, you can obtain scientific recognition in this program. Increased teaching experience. I had the great opportunity to give 4 lessons of the course Vehicle Dynamics to Master Robotics students at the University of Calabria. I have never done that in my life. So this was the first time I taught European students. And finally, another opportunity is the tourism. Yes, I will not lie. Tourism is an opportunity because I visited many towns in Italy and also many towns in Europe in general. Some challenges, a lot of research work, the academic credits to obtain. As a PhD student, you need to obtain some academic credits by taking courses examinations and by attending seminars. So it is compulsory. It was not easy to do both academic and research during the first months, but I got used to. Tips for prospective students. First of all, I will recommend this PhD program to all people interested in control engineering because it's a very good work. And my tips for proposing students are the following. Try to have a meeting each week with your supervisors. So if you are selected, try to have a meeting each week with your supervisors. It is very important. Your supervisors must know the current state of your work and the academic part of DAUSY during the first year and the first semester of the second year. I'd advise you to obtain all these credits at that time because later in your PhD, you won't have time for that anymore. Try to socialize with your colleagues and work harder having your goal in mind. Thank you for your kind attention, and I hope to see you. I hope to see you at the next conference.
Thank you so much, Paul Christian, for your very nice words. We do appreciate your work very much. And now I leave the floor to Amarnath Venkatachalam.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, thank you for having me here today. And myself, Amarnath Venkatachalam. I am currently a DAUSY PhD student in Autonomous Systems Engineering at University of Catania. I joined this PhD program because of my passion for automation and robotics. And throughout my time here, I had an opportunity to working on governing the mathematical equation from the physical circuit. So I hope once we finish our research successfully, it will save a lot of time for upcoming researchers to calculate the mathematical model analytically. Instead of calculating mathematical models analytically, we can use our program to calculate it. And through this program, I had access to all the resources that is necessary for my research. And one of the key opportunities I have had is collaborating with a researcher in China. He's Dr. Ludovico Minati. We are working based. One of our work is based on the circuit developed by Dr. Minati, and I had also the guidance to present my work at international conference, which is going to be held on July in Florence. And at the same time, like any academic program, pursuing a PhD program comes with its own challenges. We have to balance our research work and some coursework. Sometimes we have to help some master's students for their thesis. And one more thing I would like to say that find the program um, exactly suits the people's own interest because that stay them curious in their research work. And secondly, please don't hesitate to seek any help from your tutors, and because sometimes the problem you're facing in your research, it might be very small problem, but it will we couldn't identify it properly. It will take a lot of our time. I had this problem once, and if once I consult my professor, and it was really a small problem. Because of that small problem, I couldn't find what result I want to need. And there are more opportunities in this program. The offers like workshops, seminars, or PhD courses. So take advantage of these opportunities because in some courseworks or seminars, it will help in your research. Techniques or methods you will learn from the workshops. It will help to obtain the results from your research. And thank you for your attention. I need to ask some questions.
Thank you, Amarnath,
Thank you.
for your very kind words and for your dedication to DAUSY. I also see Professor Jarre, Professor Pascucci, and Professor Carli. Do you want to step in for any comments or suggestions?
Just a comment. As Mariagrazia wrote on the chat, you have to read carefully the long description of each grant, and please don't hesitate to contact each professor, because you have to write down a sort of proposal on this team. So the best thing is to contact the professors and talk with them to understand what they mean, because sometimes a title or a description is not enough to understand the topic. Thank you.
Thanks, Laura, for this very important comment. As I mentioned, you will be evaluated not only based on your curriculum, but also, and most importantly, on the research proposal. So it's important that the research proposal is done very carefully. And of course, the reference professors can help you with that. So please contact them. And please read all the many details. Of course, we couldn't describe all the details of all the scholarships because it would require too much time. Federica Pascucci, you want to step in?
Yes, of course. Thank you for introducing me. And what I would like to recommend is be enthusiastic in this journey. We really need people that are enthusiastic in doing research, as the PhD students that talk here. And sometimes it's, even if you are not so prepared to start this journey. If you are enthusiastic, you can do it. So just this.
Yeah, thanks. In fact, in the proposal that the candidates have to write, there is a box that is called motivation. And again, this is very important. You will also be evaluated based on your motivation. We want, of course, PhD candidates that really want to do the PhD because, again, this is public money. And so we want to spend it in the best possible way in the interest, of course, of the community. Professor Carli, Raffaele, you want to step in?
Yes, thank you. Just a suggestion. I would like to stress again an important aspect that is the following one. Don't wait for the last day for the deadline, because there is a long procedure for the application. For instance, above all for the abroad students, there is the fee to be paid, and you can have some trouble to pay with the Italian platform such a fee. So please read the procedure and start some days before. That there are a lot of documents to be prepared. So this is a suggestion.
Yes, as I wrote on the chat, so the deadline for everything is July the 17th, including for the payment of the administration fees. So please try and complete everything by July 15, 16, not after that, because the last day, and actually the deadline is at noon Italian time, the last day the platform will be completely congested, because this is not the only competition that is taking place. So I strongly advise you to finish your application at least 1 or 2 days before the deadline. Okay, so I think we can go with the we can go on with the question and answer sessions. I see a question about the research proposal and the research topics. If I have 2 or more research topics that I'm interested in, my research proposal should be about the one that has major priority for me. Yeah, correct. You will be evaluated on 1 research proposal, so you cannot present 2. Of course, if you're interested in one or in more than 1 research proposals, just list them in decreasing order of priority. And again, consider that it will be the PhD board that will assign the specific proposal to the specific winner. So this will not be done immediately in the competition, but it will be done after by the DAUSY Board of Academic Professors. And again, please write as much information as possible in your application, because the more information you give us, the easier it will be for us to pair the winners with the actual scholarships. So, and in any case, consider that you will be evaluated on the research proposal that you are presenting, but this does not mean that if you win a position, this does not mean that you will be assigned that particular proposal, because again, there might be some other people in the ranking that is higher than you and that gets that proposal. So it's not a problem, because again, this is an exercise. Let's say this competition is an exercise to see if you are motivated and you have the good skills to become a PhD student. But again, this is a triennium, so it will take a long time. We do not expect you to be ready now to take to get a degree, because again, it will take 3 years. So don't worry, and write as much information as possible in your proposal. Thank you. Do you have other questions? Please step in, because we really want to hear from you. What is not clear? What do you expect? What difficulties you are seeing for those who are already starting to make the application? Please let us know.
There is a question on chat, Mariagrazia.
Okay.
Regarding English, I think.
So I have a question. I have an IELTS certification with score 6.5 achieved in September 2021. Is this certification still valid for the application? Yes, no problem for us. Any certification will give you, let's say, extra points in the ranking. So please include in your application all the certifications, of course, scientific or language certifications that you have. Please also remember that maybe this is important, the interviews will be done completely in English. So even for the Italian prospective candidates, they will be done in English. So, I mean, you will demonstrate your proficiency in English there without any problem. But of course, if you have a language certifications, you will get more points in the evaluation. So please do send all the certifications that you have. And also a suggestion, it is not compulsory at all, but it's a suggestion from experience. When you are preparing your interview, I suggest that you do your interview with a presentation, with some slides or a doc, but it's better if it is a PowerPoint presentation, because then it will be easier for everybody to follow you. So I strongly suggest that in the interview you use a PowerPoint or similar. I see I have taken Duolingo English text. Will it benefit me, and should I mention it in my application? I don't know, because the commission is not formed, but include all the certifications that you have and the commission will decide, because all the evaluation will be done by the commission. So we will see. I see 2 other questions. I would like to know from the current PhD attendees their plans for the future after the 3-year scientific journey. Yeah, this is a very interesting question. So I ask Elisa, Pierluigi, Paul Christian, and Amarnath to reply. So what are your plans for the future after the PhD?
So I can start if the others
Please.
are. That's a good question, and actually I don't know yet. Meaning that I think like on the second year you've started to have some ideas of your future, but it's not completely clear. Like for me, for example, since my PhD program required me to go abroad for 6 months, I think I will use that also as an opportunity to understand a little bit better what I want to do afterwards. Like if I want to stay in Italy doing research, if I want to go and find a job in a company, or if I want to move abroad and still do research or look for a job. For me, nothing is decided yet, but that's my personal opinion.
Okay, I
Luigi.
take the floor.
Oh, okay. Paul
I take the
Christian,
floor.
yes.
Okay, as for me, I don't know yet. It's not clear, but I intend to work in a company, either work in a company or continue with a postdoc, because a postdoc is also an interesting opportunity for me, and it will help me a lot. So that is what I have in mind now.
From my side,
Can I start?
yes.
Okay. For me, actually, I want to continue with the research works. So maybe I will be like a professor, either in abroad or in India.
Thank you, Amarnath. Pierluigi?
Yes. From my side, I would say that I don't know actually what I will do after the PhD, but I hope that wherever I will be, I will have the opportunity of continue to have the same sake of knowledge and sake and passion for research. And let's see.
From my side, I mean, I did my PhD long ago, of course, but from my side, I think that it is interesting to underline that the PhD gives you a double opportunity, because it lets you see, many PhDs are industrial, so it lets you see two sides, both the industrial side and the research side. And in any case, I mean, you first of all, you're paid, which is important, of course, but second, you have opportunity to build your network and to also see several worlds, let's say, and several different worlds, and decide what is better for you. So again, it's called research for a reason, because you don't know exactly where you're going. But on the other hand, at the end of this triennium, you get a lot of knowledge, you get network, and which is also important, you get the possibility to be paid more, because even if you go in the end to a company, typically your salary is higher than the salary of somebody with just a master's degree. So I think it's a win-win situation. But again, that's my point of view. Thank you to Pierluigi, Elisa, Paul Christian, and Amarnath. Another question is, what will be the weightage of coursework compared to the core research work that the candidates will be carrying out? It's described in detail in the presentation that I gave and that you will find in the recording. As I mentioned, the total weight of the credits is 180 credits in the 3 years, and the minimum amount of courses that you have to take is 36 credits. So it's about 1/6 of the whole, and the maximum is 60 courses, 60 credits of courses. So between 36 and 60. So if you stay on the minimum, you are at 1/6. If you go to about 1/6, if you go to 60 out of 180, you are at 1/3. So as you can see, the majority of the work must be research, obviously. But you will find details on the website. Another question is, how will be chosen the country for the period abroad? So in some cases, the universities or research centers are already assigned for the period abroad. In some other cases, they are not. In any case, they will be decided by the PhD students together with the tutor. And let me also remind you that they can be changed. So if you find an assignment that is not excellent for you, no problem. This can still be changed. We have to in some cases, we had to indicate them for administrative reasons, but they can be changed. And this has been done in the past for some students that needed that. So don't worry. I mean, you can, once you win a position, you can decide together with your tutor. Let me stress again the importance of working in parallel always with your tutor, because your tutor will be your guidance. Of course, myself, the vice coordinator, and all the curricula chairs will be there to help you, but your main link is the coordinator. So it's important, of course, that you work together with him or her. Is a medium of instruction from my previous university accepted as proof of English language? Frankly, I don't know. But again, don't worry. It's not necessary to have language certificates. It's not compulsory. If you have them, they will give you extra points. If you don't have them, it's not a problem, because we will verify your knowledge of English during the competition, in the interview, so don't worry. Another question, my plan is to join academia. I already have over 3 years experience in academia as lecturer, lab engineer, and teaching assistant. A PhD is mandatory for assistant professors and higher positions, so I'm doing a PhD for these reasons. Again, each of us is different. Please write your motivation explicitly in the research proposal. That's very important, because it will be evaluated. And then a question, is there any opportunity of doing postdoc in DAUSY after PhD? Of course, DAUSY is a PhD program, so it's not a postdoc opportunity, but you can always contact the professors that you find online if you're interested in some particular research, and then ask them if they have some postdoc available. But again, DAUSY is only for PhD. Are the research projects proposed by the company something they are actively working on, or is it part of something they plan to work on in the future? This is a mixed situation. Most of the companies are already working on those projects, but of course, since it's a PhD project, the PhD project is on something they have to do for the future. So, of course, in a PhD program, you have to advance knowledge in some way. So typically you start from something that is already, being done in the company or at the university, and then you are expected to advance. So again, you will work with companies that are really interested in what you will be doing, so you won't be left alone, evidently. Most of the cases, the companies are already active in those areas, and they want to go on in knowledge for several reasons. Some of them will seek for patents, for example. It will depend. So I would say that the answer to this call is that they're both actively working. The answer to this question is that they're both actively working on this, but they also want to advance in the future. Any other question? Okay, from my part, I don't have other comments. I don't know if my colleagues want to step in.
I want to add just that because we have many positions, 33 are a lot. Please don't hesitate to suggest the positions also to other students, your colleagues. They are not your competitors. So please tell about the PhD program also to others, because it's a good idea to have many candidates.
Yeah, thanks, Laura. This is important. And again, it's good also for you to have a network of we hope that the prospective PhD students will become friends and will work together. I think this is also an added value, and that's why we typically organized at least one event per year, typically at the Automatica.it conference, because we really want all the PhD students to become friends, and in the future they will become colleagues. This is exactly what happened to me in my one of my first summer schools as a PhD student. I became friends with several PhD students who are now colleagues of mine, and we still collaborate. So I think it's really good for all of you, again, to increase your network and contacts. Okay. Then if there are no other questions, I remind you that there will be the recording online. All the details are online, but if you have any problem, any issue, any suggestion, comments that you want to ask us, you can reach us by email without any problem, and we will reply you. So I thank you again for your time, and I hope that there will be many candidates to this call. And I really want to thank, first of all, my colleagues, but most importantly, the PhD students of DAUSY that are being the testimonials, Elisa, Pierluigi, Amarnath, and Paul Christian. Real thank you for your time and for your kind words and your enthusiasm. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon at the interviews in the last week of July. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. See you.
Bye.
Thank you.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.